I have lived in the same house for my whole entire life since I was a baby. I have an honours degree in Film and Television Studies from Glasgow University. In addition to film and television studies, I also studied comparative literature and theatre studies for my first 2 years at uni. I have a really bizarre dislike of fish, sort of dislike / fear of fish. Don't ask me why, it's been with me for a very long time. Depending on what I'm doing, I will probably drink about 6 cups of tea in a day. I love performing on stage, although I haven't done it for a really long time, but I was school captain when I was in 6th year at high school. I am completely baby daft. I absolutely love babies and I can't wait to have a family of my own one day. I have absolutely 0 piercings or tattoos after a really horrible allergic reaction I took to having my ears pierced when I was 12. I am a complete old-fashioned romantic and will watch any romantic film or romantic comedy film no matter how cheesy. I probably have the world's biggest sweet tooth. I will eat any kind of cakes or chocolate, whatever, I will eat it. I have watched Home and Away and Neighbours every day with my mum since before I can remember. My teenage crushes were Harry from McFly and Charlie from Busted. I am not a fan of any sort of nuts or dried fruit, raisins, sultanas, anything like that. Not my thing. I have been driving for 5.5 years and I passed my test first time, but I really don't like driving. I consider Aviemore up in the north of Scotland as like a second home to me. It's the place in the world where I feel the most comfortable and the most relaxed. I'm definitely a saver and not a spender. I'm actually really good at saving money and I tend to get a bit stressed when I've spent a lot of money at any one time. I am the world's greatest sleeper. I could sleep for Scotland. I absolutely love sleeping. In conjunction with that, I am a total night owl. I'm not a morning person at all, which has not been good considering for the past 3.5 years my part-time job has had me getting up at 5 AM every Saturday and Sunday. My favourite childhood book is The Secret Island by Enid Blyton. I have had the same mobile phone number for my entire life, well, since I got my first phone when I was 12. I don't have a favourite colour. I'm absolutely addicted to TV drama, particularly American television. With that, my top 5 sort of television drama programmes of all time, in no particular order, are Lost, Veronica Mars, 24, Gilmore Girls and Being Erica. I always have cold hands and feet. I have a double crown, which means that my hair grows out of 2 different parts of my head. I have worked at makeup events with Gok Wan and Kimberly Wyatt from the Pussycat Dolls. It sounds like a lie, but I honestly never ever missed a single class, tutorial, lecture, anything at university because I'm paranoid and I was convinced, the lighting's gone weird, I was convinced that the one class that I would decide to skip would be the one where all of the answers to our exams and essays would suddenly appear. My favourite play of all time is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. My top 3 Disney films, again in no particular order, are Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin and The Lion King. I take a size 4 in a shoe. My birthday is on the 27th of June. I've reached a point where I actually feel a little bit naked without liquid eyeliner on. That's quite sad, isn't it? I am ridiculously pale, but I never ever wear fake tan after a really bad fake tan experience when I was a teenager. My best friend Emma and I, who are completely inseparable, actually went to nursery, primary school and high school together in different classes and didn't really ever speak to each other until we were in 5th year at high school when we were in the same drama class, and then in 6th year when we were in the same advanced higher English class, and we became friends, went to university together, and the rest is history. My favourite stand-up comedian is Dylan Moran, although I always want to pronounce his name Dylan Moran. I have had 6 pet hamsters throughout my life. The idea of infinite space completely and utterly terrifies me, but weirdly the idea of infinite time doesn't bother me at all. I won the French prize in my high school 2 years running, and now several years later I can remember virtually no French, which is terrible. I have only not had a fringe for 1 year of my life when I was about 15, and it was the biggest hair disaster of my entire life. My favourite scents are citrus or fruit smells or vanilla. I prefer flats to heels. I might have trained as a makeup artist, but in terms of drawing artistically, I am probably the least artistic person you'll ever find. I actually prefer drugstore makeup or high street makeup to high-end makeup because As I mentioned earlier, I'm a saver not a spender, and I'm really not convinced that a lot of high-end makeup can possibly justify the price. Smoking would be a deal breaker for me in terms of a relationship. It's probably what I think is the biggest turn-off. My favourite animal is the panda, and despite living not that far from Edinburgh, I still haven't actually gone to see them in Edinburgh Zoo. I have absolutely no desire to bungee jump, skydive, deep sea dive, go swimming with sharks. Any of the traditional kind of like bucket list things just do not appeal to me. I'm obviously not a thrill seeker. I missed my very first concert that I ever got tickets for, which was Steps, incidentally, because I came down with a horrible bout of tonsillitis and didn't tell my mum, went to school because I was so desperate to go to the concert, which resulted in me being sent home from school very ill. I have never watched a full episode of Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So there you have it, that's 50 random facts about me. I hope that you've enjoyed that, guys, and I tag anyone who watches this to tell me 50 random facts about them. Thanks for watching, guys, bye! My favourite childhood book is The Secret Island from... I prefer heels to flats. No, I don't.